Welcome to Old Time Tuesdays. I don't know how long we'll, keep going doing these, but it's very important to us that people enjoy them and that they glean something from them. Gives you a look back into the past, maybe, of how things were done and like that. And when these things are gone, they'll be gone forever. So you'll have museums, but the sort of stuff I keep maybe wouldn't end up in a museum because it wouldn't be of any great interest. It'd just been tools that were used at the time. Do you know what I mean? So you wouldn't have any sort of great amount of interest necessarily. And I'm always talking about craftsmanship. Well, craftsmanship is dying. It's a shame, but it's dying. We have machines now where a man could make an up and down sash window with all the weights inside to help to lift the window up and down. Completely gone. I mean, there are some lads that can still do it, but they're few and far between. Whereas in every village, the carpenter would have been able to do that without any question. Sure, he would make anything. And in leather work, a lot of plastics have taken over from where we use leather all the time. I mean, old car door hinges, the stay was made of leather at one time. Even silly things like that, baggages, luggage, all sorts of stuff was made of leather. So those old skills of sewing and knowing how much tension to put on your stitching, all that goes. I've got a little item here. I don't think it's ever been used. It's older than me. So it's a little hunting crop for a lady. And it's got the lady's name on it and the date. Obviously given as a present in some way. But the workmanship on this it's not an expensive item. This is not the best one I've ever seen. I don't even think this is silver here necessarily. The ferrule on it. But just the way it's been made, I have to look at it and think, the time and effort that went into that. And the man was proud of what he produced then, wasn't he, obviously. So if we look at this in a little bit more detail, I'll get my little pointer and just have a look. I mean, here, for instance, so on here, your lash would pass through there, the actual whip part of the stick, if you like, or the thong, would pass through there. This is cracking a little bit with time, and the fact it's never been used, there's no marks on it. It has had a thong put in there, a lash, whatever you want to call it. Different parts of the country call them a different thing. So anyway, there we have it. The stitching round here is just absolutely lovely. Even this binding on here, which is a cotton thread that is bound round, and then is patterned on the ends. And this beautiful stitching here, look, up here. That's all got to be hand sewn all the way up there. And then this bit of deer horn here, where all the grips have been cut in it. Just a lovely little thing. Worth nothing really. Not particular. I just saw it and I thought, well, I'd like to keep that just to remind ourselves of what was possible. There's different levers used here. This one is pigskin running up here. You can see it actually. If we get a close up on it, you can see the little specks in it. That's always a sign of pigskin. So just a lovely, lovely item. Who would you find today that could make it? And yet in every small town there'd be a man making these, doing leather work all the time. And anything you wanted, you go in there and ask for anything you wanted. Oh, can you make me a briefcase a certain way? Can you make me this? Can you make me that? They would do it, and they would have the materials there to do it, and the right leather for the job, or the right hide for the job. And I just think this is not an exceptional piece. This was an everyday, wasn't top quality, it was an everyday thing that was, just produced, and obviously completely by hand. I don't know any part of it that wouldn't be made by hand. I don't know what's inside here, but it's got some flex to it, obviously. But I don't know. I've seen them with whalebone, yeah. The ribs off it, the bottom of the ribs off the whale, the cartilage is what it is, and they shape it into whatever. I've seen them made as well, this type of thing with a bullock's pistol, which is a penis, you know, dried and pulled out and used, yeah. And that's very, very flexible, where you got whip in it. So there you go, hunting crop for a lady, minus its thong, but lovely. She'd use it like that as well. You see, that's hence the length of this. This hole could be up here and still do the same job, but this is just so it's got some little bit of noise to it for the horse. Yeah, just a lovely, lovely object. Nice thing.